Alright, figured I'd shoot this video kind of quick, get ideas rather, as to what I should kind of try to do with this Malibu I bought. It's a 71. Obviously it's got battle scars. A lot of the sheet metal I've been finding on Marketplace, and I'm actually sourcing it now to go on the car. The car, you know, I didn't give a whole lot for it, to be honest. To a lot of people, this would probably be somebody's parts car. But I've always liked Chevelles in general. The ones I really don't like is the 73 and up ones. Not really my taste, but every Chevelle Malibu before that, from 64 up to 72, I love them all. And plus my old man, when he was younger, he had a 69. This was back in the 70s. 69 that I'd imagine was probably set up about like this. But anyways, I'm gonna give you a little bit of look over the car. So I bought the car really cheap from a friend of mine. He's got a car lot. He buys a lot of stuff from auctions, and that's how he got this car. Yes, it is rough from the outside, but if you stick around, I'll show the reason why I bought this, or I'll explain why I bought the car as we go on. Looking from the outside of the car, yes, it's extremely rough looking, especially this passenger side here. It definitely had a tussle with something at some point, which I'm imagining that's why it's apart, or the bumpers and all off of it. But anyways, I'm not really looking to build a showroom quality car, but you know, I'm looking to have something that I'm a little proud of, you know, so to speak. I'm actually talking to a guy right now. Supposed to be going to go pick up fenders, repop fenders for it, so that'll take care of the stuff up front here. So anyways, let's see here. I got a brand new grill for it, which is in the trunk. I'll show you here in a minute or two. It got chrome bumpers for it. I'll show you those here in a little bit as well. But let's look at the rust here. All right, so one reason I bought this car is because after really looking at it, I feel like the car is not as bad as you would think. Like, yes, it definitely needs some parts replaced on it, but the car, I feel like in my mind, is pretty solid for, this was obviously a driver. I feel like it's a solid car for a driver. So these fenders here, you know, are ate out pretty bad here in the bottom. You know, I'm not gonna dispute that. That's why I said I'm just gonna go ahead and get some other fenders. But I feel like with a fender patch, you know, like right about there, you'd be able to save this fender. And then the same up here. If it wasn't in this, if it wasn't in a tussle, that's probably would have been what I'd do. But I feel like it's probably just cheaper and faster just to put another fender on it, as opposed to trying to pull that dent out right there. You can see it was something happened there. But if you get up under the car here, you see, I mean, you know, it's rust like you would expect, but it's not too bad. I don't feel like the core support itself is really solid. Core support's really solid. The frame is good. You know, I don't see anything major there. If you look in the fender wells here, fender wells don't show a whole lot of rust or anything major. I feel like, you know, this right here, that's just where the battery tray at some point probably leaked out, you know, acid got out. But you know, I feel like that's okay. All right. Now, if you get under the car, and you're gonna probably see the inside of the car here in a second. If you get under the car, your frame braces, floor braces, excuse me, like all that's solid. You know, like I said, you get under the all here under your rocker, like all that's solid. You know, try to do this with one hand, but all that is solid. And I apologize for my videoing skills. I'm trying to do this with my phone. The doors seem to be okay for the most part. You know, a good body man could probably take out the rust that's in them, you know. and be okay. There's a dent here, a crease, like I said, from whatever the hell they run up on. You know, I'm not really a great big fan of that, but damn, the door shuts great, you know. Another reason it doesn't shut like a lot of GM doors. You know, I was expecting for the doors to be extremely rusty, you know, here in the bottom, you know, where the water would get down past the window sill, and you know, dirt and stuff would collect in the bottom of them. But to be honest, I'm really amazed that these doors are not any worse than they are. The interior's trashed. I know that. I'm not worried about that. I'll just find something to go in here. Now, the big elephant in the room for this car is definitely the floors. The floors are completely shot. I realize that I can just get new floor pans for it. One part of me would like to cut them out and do the car justice and do the floor pans correctly, you know, weld them in. But then there's another part of me that says, hey, you know what? For what you gave for the car and for what it is, just take the pans, sheet metal, screw them in, and enjoy the car for what it is. You know, throw a carpet over it where you can't see it. And if you happen to sell the car, just say, hey, look, this is what you're getting. The headliner's trash, I know, but you still have all your factory bows, which I realize are kind of hard to get, you know, to find. All the bows are in really good shape, or, you know, still in here. I mean, the headliner's trash, though. Like I said, door panels are crap. The dash, I'm actually very amazed with the dash, given the quality of the car. The dash is in really good shape. I feel like, you know, you put some vinyl dye on it. You know, I'm not asking for a whole lot. I'm extremely easy to get along with. You know, put some vinyl dye on it, you know, paint it black. Hey, I'm be happy as hell. I'm trying to see if I can find some cars that have like some good door cards and stuff, so I can put those back in the car. You know, because I like the factory looking stuff. I don't really mind the bare doors, because I've done that. I've rode my El Camino when I was in high school. It just had bare doors on it. I mean, I just hate listening to the rattle now. You know, now I'm 30. I like the factory appearing looking insides. You look back there, I mean, that for the most part is fairly solid. The package tray is actually really solid too. I'm not going to get in there right now because I really don't feel like getting back there, but the package tray is actually solid. Again, floors are freaking gone. Back here, I think I'd probably just scab in something, maybe. I don't know. Again, that's kind of one of the things I'm kind of in limbo on. Do I put the floors in right, or do I just try to patch them and ride? Like I said, the floor braces are solid, so I mean, I feel like if I did try to put the floor pans in, it would kind of do the car justice. You can see the floor pan had a tussle with the drive shaft at some point. Let's see, let's move on back. Like I said, quarters of the car are actually really solid, but this quarter here, I'm going to replace this whole quarter. I feel like it's one piece, and I'll show you why here in a second, which you probably just seen one reason. But if you look inside the wheel tubs, and I apologize that I'm not getting a good video here. Wheel tubs are freaking amazing in my mind. Wheel tubs are great. But you get back here, whatever the hell it knocked the hell out of, it just freaking destroyed this, which I'm sure you can get this out with, say, like a porta power or something. Porta power, you know, get in here and push this out, or maybe just pull that out. You know, not really too worried about this. Like I said, I'm going to probably just take this whole quarter off and replace it. I'm going to go pick a set of quarters up this weekend for it. On all these Chevelles, I've been told that right here, rust out. I'm not worried about that. That piece, you can buy that piece for like $140 or whatever. So the trunk completely gone. I know it's completely gone. I'm not really worried about that. This piece right here, like I said, if you can get that, not worried about that either. Pretty much around the trunk itself is pretty solid for the most part, and all this stuff you can buy. I'm not really worried about this that much. Like I said, I'm not really trying to build a show car or anything. I just want like just a solid driver, you know. To be honest, probably like a 6 out of 10 perhaps. Okay, I'm not really too sure where I fell off it, battery died. But anyways, I've got some parts in here that he gave me that I'm not really too sure actually go with this car here. Anyways, he was saying that he wanted to convert the car over to a SS, and he gave me that console there, but if I can be honest, it really looks like a console that may have come out of a mid-60s GM, or maybe perhaps say like a early 70s Plymouth. If you're a Plymouth or early 60s Chevrolet person, you perhaps might know. The same with the shifter here. He gave me the shifter to go with the car. I've never seen a shifter like this in a 71 to 72 Chevelle. Usually the automatic shifter is either going to be on the column or horseshoe shifter. Again, this is why I think this might be something out of a Plymouth perhaps. So if it is and you're interested in it, just leave a comment or something below, and I'll be more than happy to let you have this, because I'm probably not going to do anything with it. I don't know, I may use it because it does have this cool reverse lockout, type little gate deal. But anyways, got a nice brand new grill for it, so that'll definitely pick the face up, make it look a lot better. There's the window trim. Here's a cowl piece that I'm pretty sure don't go to this car. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because the wipers would be under the hood, and so I don't know, I might be wrong there. The trunk's completely gone, but again, it's solid up around here, so I feel like it might not be too bad to put one in. Then back here, it's fairly solid. Just the engineers really didn't do these cars justice when it comes to how they let water escape. Once the water gets in and you got your insulation and all, it just stays in there and rusts out like crazy. But that's a body by Fisher. So the trunk lid's okay. I mean, it's got a little bit of stuff in it. To be honest, if it wasn't as rusted out as bad as it is, I probably really wouldn't worry about that. If I find a good trunk lid, I'll probably put it on or whatever. This quarter here, this one's actually really solid. Aside from like a little bit of rust right there, I feel like when I get my quarters, I'm probably, because there's a small dent right here, I may try to see if I can get that out or whatever, and then just replace, from here down with the quarter. Right here, it's a little bit of rust right in here. That's not that bad. I mean, that's something you can just cut that out and fix that. Again, these wheel tubs are in great shape too. The roof is in really good shape. There's minimal rust, which I realize I need to get in here and get out like this sealant shit or whatever, but it's really minimal rust around the back window, which I'm actually really happy of. I mean, there's like a rust hole right there. I don't know if you can see that, but for the most part, it's fairly solid. Something I can definitely work with, or I'm happy with. This door here is actually in pretty good shape for the most part. I got to put that little knob back in there. Wait a minute, I'll just do it this way. Trying to do this with one hand. But like the other side, pretty much all in the door frame is pretty solid. I mean, there's some rot there that just is mostly surface stuff. You clean that up, put some Pour 15 on it, probably be okay. But like I said, floor pans definitely would help this car out. If you're local to upper northern NC, Southern Virginia, and you've got some seat frames with decent cushions, or just good factory seat frames, especially a back seat for sure, I'd love to get those or whatever, because that's really one of the things I'm looking for. One of the worst parts about this car is right here. Right here, this upper roof is just completely freaking gone. But I've watched some videos on these Chevelles, and I've seen that a lot of guys have had that same problem. I'd imagine you know, you could just get in, if you're really good with fab, take the glass out and just you know, bend up some metal, some pieces, and put it in, or whatever. Let's see. So last little bit of this, I will fire this baby up for you. I'm not happy with how this car was wired up. It's got some mess going on under the hood, but that's, you know, I don't really mind that. I got more patience for wiring than I do for people. So let's see here. Let me find my starter wire here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make the distributor hot. And here we go. This is gonna be a bitch. There we go. Third time's a charm. Yeah, to be honest, like the factory wiring, I know it won't be that hard to take care of, because a lot of the wires are gonna be right in here anyways. I'm sure probably something happened with the lock cylinder. Something probably happened with the lock cylinder and the guy didn't know how to take care of it, so it was probably simpler just to kind of hot wire some stuff in there or whatever. But hey, it runs and it will do a burnout. You know, honestly, I've already got some LS swap cars. You know, I don't really care to do another LS swap, at least on this car. I'll probably put a big block in it. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, here, I'll show you these bumpers. They're not in that truck. They're over here. That Cutlass right there, 86 factory sunroof car. That interior is like spotless in that car. These are the bumpers for it. I mean, look, taillight lenses in great shape. Hardly no damage. There's another bumper. I've got some few more other things I need to go pick up from him. But yeah, this Cutlass here, I need to get it up to the shop. I just plain and simple just don't have time to really mess with it like I should. But I've got a aluminum 5.3 4L80 for it, Terminator X, put in there, and that one, I'm just gonna leave it just like it is, buff out the paint and drive it and really enjoy it. This car right here, like I said, I'd like to make it, I don't know, like I said, you know, about like a 6 out of 10 type car. If the floor pans were solid in this car, it definitely would be worth a lot more in my mind. But I feel like it's probably worth at least putting the floor pans in, and hell, just leaving the outside like it is. You know, not really too sure exactly what I want to do with the car. You know, aside from trying to make it look more solid, you know, make it a little more presentable. I don't know. Let me know your opinion on it. You know, is it really worth fixing, or is it worth looking for another body and just, you know, switching some of the stuff over? What do you think? Thanks.